There's a story most people know about the giants, the fallen angels, and the flood. Maybe you've heard it in whispers from the Book of Enoch. But what if I told you there's another ancient text, long ignored, that rewrites everything you thought you knew? It's called the Book of Jubilees, a hidden scroll buried in time, overlooked by tradition and dismissed by most modern Bibles. But within its pages lies a version of Genesis that doesn't just echo the old stories, it reprograms them. This isn't just a retelling, it's a total reset, a cosmic timeline laid out in divine precision, one that might just reveal the real reason behind the flood, the fall of angels, and the origins of evil itself. The Book of Jubilees, also known as Little Genesis, doesn't just retell familiar stories, it rearranges time itself. Instead of a loose, mythic flow, everything is framed around exact cycles, blocks of 49 years called Jubilees. In this view, history unfolds like gears in a divine machine. Every event isn't just chance, it's scheduled, predetermined, mapped by angelic design. Patriarchs like Adam, Noah, and Abraham aren't just fathers of faith, they're enforcers of celestial law, upholding commandments centuries before Moses even climbed Sinai. The book doesn't follow the lunar calendar used by traditional Judaism. Instead, it insists on a pure solar calendar, 364 days, unchanging, divine, and exact. It's almost like Jubilees is drawing a line in the sand between two realities, two visions of time itself. And then there's the story beneath the story, the Watchers. In Enoch, the Watchers fall because of lust, rebellion, a cosmic betrayal. But in Jubilees, the fall isn't immediate. These beings, angels sent by God, were tasked to help humanity, to guard them from demonic influence. But some faltered. They weren't rebels from the start. They were guardians who failed. That slight shift changes everything. This isn't just a war between heaven and earth. It's a mission gone wrong, a divine plan that twisted into chaos. Their offspring, to the Nephilim, hybrids of angel and human, are the catalysts for corruption. Jubilees is blunt. Their presence on earth unleashed violence, wickedness, and a breakdown of all moral order. Unlike Enoch, which lingers on the knowledge the Watchers shared, Jubilees focuses on the consequences, the unraveling of creation itself. And when the world fell into madness, divine patience ran dry. Where Enoch describes the Watchers pleading for mercy, begging through Enoch as a mediator, Jubilees shows no such mercy, no forgiveness, just judgment, immediate and absolute. God's wrath in Jubilees is not a storm, it's a verdict, final, cold, and cosmic. But the most chilling part of this ancient book, it's not just what it says about the past, it's what it reveals about the unseen forces still at work. Chapter 10 introduces a figure almost no one talks about, Mastema. He's not quite Satan, but he's not far off. He leads the remaining evil spirits, the 10% God allowed to remain after binding the rest. His role? To test, to tempt, to accuse. A divine prosecutor, a prince of enmity, the one who moves behind the curtain, stirring chaos not by accident, but by design. Noah begs God to remove the spirits from the earth, and God agrees, partially. 90% are bound, but 10% remain under Mastema's control. And that 10%, they are permitted to tempt humanity, not in defiance of God, but by his allowance. Jubilees doesn't paint the world in black and white, it paints it in shadows and permissions. Trials as divine mechanisms, Mastema as a necessary evil. This figure is everywhere in Jubilees, lurking in the background of stories you thought you knew. It's Mastema who tries to kill baby Moses, It's Mastema who convinces God to test Abraham with the sacrifice of Isaac. It's Mastema who whispers conflict into nations, who brings plague and discord. But unlike other dark figures in Scripture, Mastema never acts beyond what he's allowed. He plays within the rules. A legal adversary bound by divine boundaries. His very name means hatred, hostility. He is the embodiment of opposition, not chaos, but strategic evil. And that's what makes him dangerous. He doesn't destroy randomly. He exposes weakness. He is the hand that presses the wound, not to heal, but to reveal what lies beneath. Jubilees presents a version of the spiritual realm that is terrifying not because it's mythic, but because it's organized, hierarchical, deliberate. Mastema isn't a rogue villain. He's part of the system, a dark executor of divine will. And that idea, that temptation, suffering, and judgment are not signs of God's absence, but of His presence, is perhaps the most unsettling theology of all. So what is the Book of Jubilees really? It's not just a forgotten scroll. It's a key to a timeline that reshapes the spiritual battlefield, a cosmic courtroom where every trial has a prosecutor, where evil isn't just a force, it's a job, where fallen angels didn't just fall, they failed, and where the flood wasn't just wrath, it was reset. Read between its lines, and you'll see a world where nothing is random, not even darkness.